I hope this video helps. Please check out the playlist Evidence for Christianity, Evidence for the Bible, End Times, and the Book of Revelation. I'll leave links in the description for all four. And also, if you want a free stock on Robinhood, you can join through the link that I'll leave in the description as well. So I'm installing this Andersen storm and screen door. Right, there's the size. So here's the install kit and everything that should be in there. And then the window latch and your instructions. So this was the only one in the color that we wanted left, and it had already been opened, which they assured us everything would be there. Got it from Home Depot. Let's hope that's true. That's what it looks like. And then those pieces were laying inside there. So you want to make sure you measure it just to make sure it fits before you go dragging it over here. I got the 36 by 80, and there's the size that the inside of the door needs to be in order to fit, and then the height. So when you're measuring, you measure on this outside lip here to there. Don't do it on the inside or it'll be too small. And then, from the height there all the way to the metal base. So they also want you to measure these here. This lip, they want it to be 1 inch minimum and 2.5 inches for this, for the width of this thing, and then 3/4 of an inch minimum for this top part. Mine's all good. So I'm installing the left-hand door, so I'll be using the instructions for that. It also has the instructions for the right-hand side further on in the instruction manual. But the way you know if it's a left-hand or right-hand, the left-hand door, the handle is on the left-hand side when you're facing the door from the outside. So I laid it down the way the box told me to and opened it the way the box told me to. And this appears to be the inside of the door that will be facing the other front door. So right here it talks about a clip at the bottom of the door, and that's right there. Mine's on the door handle side, and that's what it shows in the picture here. But you're going to be hinging it up from the bottom into the door frame, and then putting the weight of the door onto that clip. And they got 2 holes that they want you to put screws into to hold it. And the screw holes are marked by the large green arrows. It's the 3rd hole from the top. And they want you to drill out the hole in the frame first with this drill, and then put in a 1-inch screw, which are these, to hold this inside the door frame area. So I'm ready to pick up the door. Go ahead and hinge it up from the top here, and make sure that your spacer's down there at the bottom to put the weight on, and let's get it picked up. Alright, got my drill ready with the screws. So now that it's mounted, they want you to pre-drill out the remaining holes that are left and then put screws in them. I'm not going to show that part because it's just repeating the same thing over. One thing that's definitely irritating is they put those orange clips in front of a couple of my screw holes, one down there and one up there. So I need to get the door open now. It says to push these tabs out with a screwdriver. Go on the inside and that one fell out. That one fell out too. It says not to grab on right here because apparently this is really sharp, and yeah, I felt it, and it definitely is. You don't want to be grabbing inside there. So now with the door handle things popped out, the door will open. So you can grab onto this, pull it out, and then it will open up. Do the same with the top one. There you go. It's open. Now that I can get to the top and bottom screw holes on the left side there, I'm going to go ahead and drill those out and put them in. So next, now with the door open, I'm going to be putting screws in the door hinges. And you're going to be drilling out the holes again with a 1/8 inch bit. And then putting the 1-inch screws into them. So here's where the hinge screw holes are in the area there. So there's 2, 4, 6, and 8 down here. So when you're installing these screws, you want to make sure you do not over tighten them. So that's why you see me using a screwdriver to put them in instead of the drill. Now with the hinge screws in, I can go ahead and remove the orange part that's over the latch, that top latch, orange piece there, the spacer, the side ones that are on both sides, and then the bottom one. My bottom one already fell off. So this part here, it says that there should be a clear film or some type of film, protective tape that is on the door. I don't have it, so I'm wondering if that's just because it's been pre-opened. Anyway, let's go ahead and install the handle on this and then just follow the instructions, but let's go ahead and do that. So installing this door handle on the screen door here. Here's the instructions for the door, and there's the instructions for the handle. And anyway, this orientation here of that little notch, so looking at it, says it's supposed to be facing away from the glass, and if you look inside that square hole, there's a notch on the right side there that is facing away from the glass. So in the handle instructions, it tells you to look at that notch, and if it's facing away from the glass, go to C1, which is this. So therefore, this goes on the inside, and then this goes on the outside, and then this handle would go on the outside, and the one with the long square part would go on the inside. And you got your deadbolt there. That shows how to install. Right there, got that screw hole, and then your keys, and then your few screws. It's going to be pretty simple, so let's go ahead and get it installed. Now we're going to go ahead and stick the handle into the inside plate. Go ahead and get that lined up and in there, and then turn it towards horizontal when it goes in. There we go. And then make sure that your little square thing lines up with the square hole in there. Alright, so now the other cover, let's go ahead and get the handle inside it too. And put it to this direction. It will be, I mean, I guess you could put it whatever direction you want. So. All right. All right, looks like it works. So now we're going to install the deadbolt and this cover here. Trying to slide the deadbolt through and it won't go through. So I'm going to have to loosen up the screws a little bit to get the cover to line up so that it will go through. There we go. Alright, so now let's get this cover on. Short one goes on top. Alright, everything's working. So a problem you could run into is clearance with your current door handle. But this one is clearing good. Everything's working good. So for this step here, at A, it tells you if that center hole is not, it doesn't have a mounting surface visible through it, then you need to put a plug in there. So right there is that hole, and I have the plug right here. I'm just going to shove that thing in there. So this is at the top of the door if you can't tell. But the one thing that's a little confusing is it does not tell you to install the screw right there, which would be these corner ones, which do show a mounting surface, because you have to install this this rain cap extender. So if the middle hole has to be plugged, you got to install this rain cap extender. So it doesn't tell you whether or not to put those corner screws in if you're using the rain cap extender, but I'm going to go ahead and put them in because there's enough mounting surface there. So drill them out, put your 1-inch screw in, and then we're going to install the rain cap extender. So here's the rain cap extender. I'll just be hooking this underneath the bottom of that rain cap that wasn't covering everything, and then screw it to the top with 3 screws. So now I got this trim that I'm going to be putting over the screws. There's one for the top, one for each side. It shows you how to do it here. There's a little lip that you gotta get into this groove here on the door, and then do the bottom part, and then push it up into the top part, get it to latch, see if it works. So I got some damage on the groove there that I have to fix, so it'll actually snap on. So basically hooking this back side in and then pushing against the other side, and then it will snap like that. And then it's a bit of a challenge, but you can get it. Right, time to install the screen latch. There's the instructions. Put the screws in the 2 screw holes up there. Just your latch and 2 screws. So the holes aren't drilled out big enough. You got to get the screw started and then take it out and put the handle on. So I'm going to put this tape here to keep the metal shavings from falling down into the seal of the door, because we got to put these self-tapping screws in right here for the latch, and it's going to be making its own hole. Beautiful. So now we're to the point of installing this part here, the closer, and got all the parts right there, and we're going to install this part first, which is this part here. It's adjustable. I'm going to use these fat short screws. I'm just going to put it right in the middle. This piece here, it says to align it up against the hinge rail, and also align the bottom of it with the sweep. So right there to there, and that should do it. Then you gotta drill the holes for the 2 on the left, and the one on the right we'll get later. Alright, now we're going to It has some hooks here that hook into this and hinge it on. Put this screw in. Alright, show me. Yeah, show me how to do it. Can you guys get it installed? Alright, time to pin this boy on. Put the short pin on this side.
Oh. Yeah.
Get that long pin in there. Alright, now we'll open the door and see how it does. Whoa, look out! So then you can adjust this to allow it to open and close faster or slower. If you want to connect with me or share pictures or videos, you can join my public group on MeWe called Share Your Trade. Thanks for watching.